therapy. It's what helps me. I used to have severe anxiety. I was on medications, um, and training has taken all of that away. I don't have that anymore. I don't need medications. And, I just hope that if nothing else, it contributes to my longevity. It's going to improve my bone density. It's going to keep me able to get myself in and out of bed and out of a chair when I'm 80. You need to have some muscle. You need to be able to be strong. And I'm happy that I look the way that I do. So.
Well, for one thing, I'm gonna about the parts of strippers being or more. As I say, I worked strip for a long time, and I will say it may be not everybody's cup of tea, but those ladies they have to work hard because the other ladies I knew they had children. Some ladies were going to school. It's a job like any job.
Yeah.
It may not be a job you want, but it's a job that somebody has to do because society is there's jobs that people don't want to do, but some people do it. And I like I said, those ladies, some of the ladies who used to dance, I'm still good friends with them. We talk every now and then, but it's just about. Here's the thing about people's mindset. People just don't like when everything something is not
it's different, right?
Yeah. For like this is like it's just like we bring something in society that's not familiar to them. They just don't feel comfortable with it. Like when guys say hey, Sherry, you try to be a man. I'm looking and guys like this. I'm looking at this one right here. She has a big smile. Beautiful woman, nice hair. She got her boobs out. I'm trying to keep eye contact. She got the big biceps. She's still a woman. She like she told me before she came out here. She said she want to get primped up. I said you have to primp up for me, but I do appreciate that. That's one thing I think we men we like about women. And we like I said, I interview a friend of yours, Mr. Sean Nelson. And he tells me how when we first started, you were kind of shy. And he says like George, what you got to do is like some of these ladies, all they need is like somebody have the courage to say, you know what. Just step to you, say like any woman, say, "Hello, ma'am. My name is." I saw you working out. I just wanted to say, "Hey, I really admire your workout. So if you could tell me something, teach me something." Sometimes it's just that's all we need to do. We just realize that, that you're a woman. The other aspects of it. That's what you're an athlete too, and and we have to respect that. If people don't feel like this, like my mother, one of my favorite characters he's one of my avatars. He's not here right now. It's my man Sicky Johnson he said like let them hate till they can't hate no more.
What do they say too? If they're hating on you, you must be doing something right.
Yes. Yeah, because you know what Cat Williams said. There's a Cat Williams story talk about haters. And I've seen that video later. You might check it out. But yeah, that's the problem is if you have this time to hate on somebody else, why not use that time to prove yourself?
Right.
And most of the time it's gonna be guys who, who kind of built like me, got boobs and they're hating on you because my titties bigger than her. But it's just about
it all comes down to their insecurities. It's really not about me. And I do know that. People hating on you, it's about them. It's about what they lack in their life and what they lack in their self-esteem. Because if you really love yourself and care about who you are, you don't care what other people do. You let people live their lives. It's the people that are unhappy with themselves that lash out like that, and it's sad. But that's always going to be there. When I get all that hate on IG, it's block and delete, block and delete.
Block and delete. Then you get the other side. We got guys who might like you a little too much. Like we said earlier, like folks, if you want to get up with Miss Priami, her social media stuff in the description. You can follow her, but here's my rule. Like we said earlier, no D pics. Stop it. We just talked to her man. That's a big dude. She got kids. She's a respectful lady. She has a respectful job. We got here a man, Rolando G. Like I said, I got to clear some of these comments. He says, Sherry just wants to ask you if you would make appearance in the B movie action films that would be great. It was the early 90s, like legends like Corey Everson. That would be awesome. And also
great if they would start reaching out to female bodybuilders for that. I think it's crazy that like the She-Hulk
She-Hulk.
I'm like, she had no muscle. Like
she looked more like a model. I mean, because I remember a friend of mine, she told me how the Incredible Hulk for the MCU, the version of Mark Ruffalo's version, they based his physique on Lee Priest.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. They could have based this She-Hulk on maybe, I won't say Andrea Shaw. They could have based her physique like Andrea, or maybe they want her too big. Sarah Vilgas or I would say classic Corey Everson or something like that. But
Yeah.
because the idea of women muscle, like I had a lady who's a friend of mine, really cool. She told me that she was offered a chance to audition for a movie,
Hmm.
but they said they didn't want her because she was too muscular, and she was a bodybuilder. Say because I said it would make sense because even the Wonder Woman versions, I like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, but I felt like they could have got a little bit more because like if you look at the MCU, you look at Captain America, you look at Thor, you look at all those other guys, how they built, but even the women are not that. They're more like maybe model types, maybe a little athletic to look.
Right. And that's kind of ridiculous. These are supposed to be superheroes, not regular people. They're not supposed to be people that you like aspire to be because they're superheroes. And let's face it, female bodybuilders look like real life superheroes. So
Mm-hmm.
casting some of those and make it real. I was happy to see, I can't, it's bothering me that I can't remember the cartoon, but there was a new one out recently where one of the sisters
The
was real.
magic one, the magic cartoon. I think you talk about.
No, gosh.
It was one about. I think it was one about magic, and it was like in Mexico, or something like that.
Yeah, it was like the people were Hispanic,
Mm-hmm.
and the sister, one of the sisters, I think her name was Luisa, and she was like this big woman, and she was the strong sister, and she had biceps, um, and it turned out that a lot of the girls, little girls, wanted her memorabilia and to like be like her versus the main character. She was just a regular girl. And it was great to see that a lot of young girls were attracted to the strong, muscular sister. So maybe things will change in the future. I do notice there's way more younger girls at the gym training with free weights and deadlifting and things like that, and they come up to me all the time and tell me what an inspiration I am, and that's really great. That I do think we're moving into a time where women are feeling not as intimidated in the gym, and I don't know if that's from social media, TikTok and IG, seeing, people in the gym. But when I was 18 years old, I was intimidated. I didn't want to go over by the free weights where all the guys were. And that can be, hindering for people. But I think we're moving in a different direction, and I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, because I remember I sent a video. I think it was a video link I sent to your IG, where it's like an old '50s little thing where the
Yeah,
guy said the weaker sex, and you
right,
saw the part where the girls working out. Yeah, I think you go back to those days where women didn't have to. Most women, the old ideology of women was to stay home, be barefoot and pregnant. But
right.
now women are doing more. You have women. You have a first female vice president. You got women in positions of jobs. Like I said, I said this is why my channel I do a lot of stuff about women because, like I said again, I work with being like I said, I had three older sisters, my mother. I worked with women most of my life, and I like to talk about you ladies because if you look on, especially on YouTube, you're going to find 11 million channels dedicated mostly to the guys. Every now and then they're talking to in your division, but mostly it's going to focus on wellness or bikini or even now fitness. But this is why my channel I give y'all this opportunity to share your story because the fact is, you never know, you might inspire somebody. Right now, we might do this interview, somebody be watching it, and it might be somebody saying, you know what? She's beautiful. She has a great physique. She's a mom. She has a husband. A boyfriend. And and maybe I can have that all. That's the mentality.
Yes.
She's the purpose of men's life. And to quote one of my favorite actors, who's not too much my favorite actor anymore, Arnold Schwarzenegger, as he was Conan says, "You request your enemies, see them did it before you, and see them go back to them win." And men's purpose in life is to breed, battle, build, and die. Women, you have more purpose. You are there to nurture children. Like you said, you have three kids, nurture, took care of them. And that's the aspect because when women change, I said again, they change the ideology of what people believes in. It's just a shock to them. We got a man here, KL One. He's saying George, aka Norman Bates. Yes, I said the quote. Hey, it's a great movie, Psycho. You should watch it. Also, my man Mateo Gaming YT. Hi, George. Oh my God, it's Sherry Priami. Oh my God, you guys get excited. We got a man JC Dub. Sherry could be the next She-Hulk in the Marvel movies.
Halloween, I think I look pretty damn good.
Yeah, I think they did not cast. They cast not Tiana. I don't know the name how to say that because the Disney Plus show sucked. So Sherry could make a difference that I could see her do it. Also, this is my man, KL again. In your days, when people wanted to move away from the mundu, they would become a monk or a nun. All right, that's all right. And also, my man K Wonder, he's a lucky guy to DM her. This is I got a lot of comments because this is because it is these guys here. I mean, I'm strolling through here. I think my man Mateo saying jackpot because he saw you flexed. Also, this is from Michaela Wonder. Man can't compete with a woman, but women wants to compete with men at times. Well, that's also true. And he's picking on me on this. Chinese food is crap. Food, not real Chinese food. All right, I know that, but it tastes good. You'd be like, yeah.
I'm a Chinese food fan too.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
A Hunan chicken.
I like sesame seed chicken with broccoli.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Now, and let's think about this sport. It is, as I said earlier, it's a tough sport. You have children, you have responsibilities, you have a job. She's a dental hygienist. So, well, here, I got here. I mean, I hadn't seen my dentist in a while. I need to go back, but and that's a pretty good job because I know a lot of ladies who have real jobs like yourself, women who work in business industry, women who work one my dear friend Miss Tina S. Williams. She works at a bar. Tina's a great lady. It's just what's it like with your co-workers at times when especially you come into work and and somebody said, who's the dental hygienist? That's Sherry said. That's the
I'm fortunate, I guess, that at work I wear scrubs and then I wear a jacket over my scrubs. So I'm to the point now where you can't really hide my shape and my size. I mean, people can tell even with that on, walking from the back. I mean, my shoulders are pretty broad. Most patients don't say anything. I've had a couple go, after the cleaning, they say things like, it was going to be an aggressive cleaning when I saw you. And they're like, but you're very, very gentle. And I can't help but laugh. I'm like, I always just say I'm a strong girl with very gentle hands. Because just because I lift weights and I train doesn't mean that I don't have fine motor skills or, tactile sensation where I can and be gentle. My coworkers, they all know what I do, but I really don't try to discuss my bodybuilding at work. I try to keep that life separate. I just like having separate lives from that. They don't really know what goes into prepping for a competition. They don't really understand it. They just know that, when people deliver treats to the office that I'm not having it. So, they get what I do, but they don't, which is how most people are, and I don't really try to explain it to people or push it down people's throats. I do have some patients who come in and they want training advice and diet advice. And I do have some patients who follow the sport, and they're super excited, but for the most part, I try not to talk about it.
Yes, that's good to try to keep, and it's good that, even though they might support you as you could, but they respect your privacy. And the thing is also about the patients, like you might have a guy says, please be gentle.
Right.
It's just like, okay. It's like Kevin Hart skit. We talk about this guy who was a bodybuilder. He worked at T-Mobile, said, welcome to T-Mobile. He would say, I broke into the boss. Check out my check. And so that's a good thing to have a career. Because like I said, a lot of ladies, it's hard to maintain. Because one thing about bodybuilding, it's not a very lucrative sport.
Oh. It's a financially draining sport. So if anybody out there thinks they're getting into this for money, don't run.
No, because you think about this, as we were talking with Chris, like I said, he's got put on a banana hammock and that's it. And makes sure it's tanning good. You have to counting food, travel, training, coaches. Your posing suits can cost anything from $600 to about $2,000.
Right. Between my 2 suits last year, I spent $1,200.
Uh-huh. And then you gotta wear your makeup, you get your hair done, you got to put your jewelry. I remember back when bodybuilding was, because I've been bodybuilding since I was 8 years old. My brother used to play football here in our hometown. He used to get the muscle mags. I used to follow guys like Lee Haney, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Then when I got a little older, got to my preparation years, people like Corey Everson and Rachel McGlass and and Juliet Bergman and Linda Murray, and just y'all women just kind of just because I was getting to my teenage years, just something different about y'all. You're just you excite me, and and just from doing this content and doing interviews, I really learned some stuff because some ladies I've become friends with, they tell me information, stuff that people don't understand. The fact is that, what puts into sport. And then, if you're lucky, if you get a sponsor to
Right.
sponsor you, that's the tough part. Because I think with bikini wellness, they can get them because they're the TNA divisions, they're the Cincinnati division. That's the truth of it. They'll get sponsored a lot faster. You may not win much money at prize for first place, but you get around, you get a sponsor that pays for everything. And then with the men's end, and this is the truth of it, if like anything about the pimping community, the men's division, men's bodybuilding is the bottom bitch. They're the ones who make the money. Everybody comes see them. I mean, I'm talking people how, as like I said, I was a big fan of Arnold and stuff I learned from people when talking to him about Arnold, how he pushed out not only women's bodybuilding, he pushed out your old division physique. He pushed out figure. And this is a quote from one of my favorite movies because my man Kale, know I'm going to be doing, it's from Batman Begins when Liam Neeson Ra's al Ghul says, "Oh, take care of your enemy. You walk quietly behind them and stab in the heart." And, it's just, yeah. Because, it's funny. We pushed out figure because I interviewed this lady, Paige Sengren.
Figure out, oh, shit. Like, we're like, what is happening? Yeah.
Because it's about the evolution of the sport. If you go back to how bodybuilding started, it was almost like bikini.